Good morning, I'm Lara Barakat and I'm an inclusive educator living in the UAE. Today I am at Zayed University and I'm about to interview Professor Zeina Khojej on academic leadership. The purpose of this interview is to investigate the development and practices of academic leadership in higher education. Good morning, Dr. Khojej. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Thank you for taking part in this interview. Do you have any question before we start?
Not yet, we can start.
All right. Can you tell me a little bit about your career journey and what led you to this leadership role in Zayed University?
Yes, it's been a long journey. I joined Zayed University in 2013, right after my PhD. And so I started as a faculty member. After that, there was an opening for graduate coordinator in the College of Education I was working at the time, for the coordinator for the leadership program, the special ed program, and then the teaching and learning program. And so I took on this role. That was the first actual official leadership role at the university. It was quite a learning experience, I have to say that. After that, I transitioned into assistant dean for student affairs. Also, I served in that role for I think about a year and a half. And then after that role, I transitioned for one semester only into the role of assistant chair for the education, for the early, I think I remember what it was, Education Studies Department. Okay, after that role, I served as the chair of the Education Studies Department. Then I served as the Associate Dean for Education, College of Education.
Amazing.
That's all in another college. Then I shifted to this college, which is the College of Interdisciplinary Studies. When I shifted to this college, I served as the Associate Dean for the College for Faculty Affairs. I also served as the Director for the General Ed program. And then now I'm into this new role, which just started this year, which is the Assistant Dean for Research and Outreach.
Amazing. Dr. Zeina, what does an academic leader mean to you personally?
I think academic leadership is not by position.
Yeah.
And I try to practice this. Academic leadership is by service. An academic leader is not someone who holds an admin job, definitely. It's by service, it's by modeling certain values, it's by making impact on colleagues and other academics, and maybe by mentoring younger people, academics. This is what it is. It's definitely not a position, it's by service.
Can you share what leadership model do you follow?
Absolutely, very clear. I follow transformational leadership mixed with distributed leadership. That's it. And the one that I really, really value is servant leadership. But that one is for another, it's a different side. It's not the academic side. But with transformational leadership, it's really important to have that impact on others, to be able to, transform or empower or guide. And distributed leadership is really important as well, because leadership is not it's not a solo act. It's not a one-man show. So definitely it's not dictatorship. That's why it's called leadership, and it has to be distributed. A leader has to delegate, has to listen to others, has to give people space to, show what they can and show the potential that they have. So I like the mix between these two.
What achievement best represents your values and purpose as a leader?
This was a hard question. I thought about this question, and I couldn't come up with one major achievement to discuss. But I do have one example that I would like to talk about, which is, that represents my values and purpose. Because you see, in education, and they call it the business of education, I think the student should be at the heart of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's not about us, it's about our students. So for me, empowering the students is very important for me. So one of the projects, the university here has a program called Once, and this is like a job placement for students where we can hire students as research assistants. So it's been my practice to do this. So I hire students as research assistants with the purpose of teaching them how to conduct research, how to become researchers, what is research, because they come from different colleges. It's not our college, so it's across the university. And every year or so, with the new research assistants, I make it a point that we publish a paper together, so that they see the value of what we're doing, the purpose of why, so it's not just like take your hours, find me the articles, and it's a learning process. So for me, I think this is an important project for me, because I feel like the impact when they get their publication, they feel so proud of themselves, and then they come back later, and they say, oh, now I'm writing my own paper, and it's quite nice.
Well, Dr. Zena, trust is the foundation of strong leadership.
Yes.
How do you build trust and inspire your academic team to follow your lead?
I think you build trust by being consistent, by being accountable, and by being transparent as well. When the team knows the reasons why you're doing something, it's easier for them to understand. It's easier for them to be on board with you. Being consistent is very important. Also, you have to model the same values all the time. You can't be one time like this, one time like that. A good leader is not someone who's unpredictable, but predictability is not negative. It's not, we're not saying, okay, you're predictable, you're boring. Absolutely not. When you're predictable, people can trust you. You become dependable. They know they know if you'll fight for them, you will not fight for them. They know if they have your support, they don't have your support. And being accountable, when you make a mistake, you have to own up to it. And when you succeed in something, you have to share the credit for all the people who were involved in it. So I think these three are very important.
Talking about accountability, I would say developing credibility is the foundation part, and it's very important for strong leadership. So can you share your experiences of building credibility and recognition among your colleagues?
Yes, credibility is very important. I think credibility comes from consistency and competence. When I first, early on when I was way younger, I was very much results driven. Like when I first took on my first role, I really wanted to prove myself. So I focused on, getting the job done and getting it done well. And that just kind of stayed with me. And then people saw that, I was achieving the results. And so then that's how you start to build credibility and the reputation, by hard work, by dedication, and it just kind of grows there. Also, it's important that your colleagues or your team recognizes that you won't ask them to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. So you have to be part of the process, and that's how you build it, I think.
Well, Dr. Zena, leaders are sometimes seen as ambassadors for their institutions or disciplines. In what ways do you see yourself representing Zayed University on a wider stage?
This is a very good question. I belong to this institution. I have worked in plenty of places, but this is the longest I have stayed. This is my 13th year at Zayed University. So I definitely represent the university on social media. I represent the university through my research. Every time I participate in a talk, every time I go to a conference to give a talk, I am a representative of my university. Every time someone meets me in any kind of event, and I say, oh, I work at Zayed University, I represent the university. And it's very important because the university is it's very active. We need to represent our research excellence, our student achievements, our collegial atmosphere. So I definitely see myself as a representative of Zayed. Yes.
Can you share an example of how you have motivated or mobilized colleagues to create meaningful impact, whether in research, student experience, or teaching?
We've had a lot of initiative actually that I can think of. Maybe when we did we had an initiative to redesign our curriculum for the leadership master's program a few years back. So, and at that time I was a big part of the program, so I led that initiative. And again, I go back to you have to be part of the process. You can't just ask people or tell them what to do, and you're not doing it yourself. So that was a very successful initiative, because we redesigned all the courses in the program, like to the details, and we were a team, and we worked on this together all the time. And we looked at it. We wanted to focus on the impact the program was making, and so we had to look at employability rates. We had to go out and talk to stakeholders, and it involved everything. And the team and I worked the same as everybody else on it. So it was a very successful revamp of the curriculum.
Inclusion can mean different things to different people. How do you role model inclusive leadership and create a culture where everybody feel valued?
Inclusion is about belonging, I think. And then again, I go back to what I was just saying about the university, how I feel a sense of belonging to the university. So I think when a leader creates that in their smaller circle, this is important. It's not about representation, that we have one of each type of, we have a male, we have a female, we have this ethnicity. It's not about that. It's about belonging. It's about making sure that people feel that they're heard, making sure that people are represented, but like truly represented authentically. So you're there, but your voice is heard. We listen to you, we take your opinion, making sure that people understand that their expertise are valued as well. Not just come and we listen and then we do what we want. Also, because this is not also, so it's being empathetic, being respectful as well. This is all part of inclusivity.
And how do you evaluate the impact of leadership initiatives on students, on staff, or other stakeholders?
I'll tell you, as a researcher, I'm a big mixed methods kind of person. I like to see both sides. So we evaluate the impact of leadership depending on who, in a different way. So if we're looking at students, for example, we're looking at rates of registration, retention, we look at the metrics. Okay, if we're looking for faculty, impact on faculty, we do it through surveys, we do it through peer evaluations. But then also here we listen to the stories. We have the conversations, we have the focus groups. So it depends on who, we're checking the impact on who. This is why.
Exactly. And how has your leadership capacity been developed? Was it through like a program, a mentor?
It's been developed through a mix of things. Right. So I went and I've had formal training, absolutely. Formal programs, definitely. I did my PhD in leadership and administration at St. Louis University, and that program was amazing. I learned so much there. And then I came back and I did take some courses. So formally, I've gone through the formal. Informally, definitely, by mentoring, by being a mentee before I am a mentor. So both sides of the mentoring coin, and peer relationships. A lot of peer conversations and a lot of reflection. To tell you the truth, a lot of reflection. I think anyone in education should, be very, very reflective. It's a very big part of what we do. So.
And here I'm gonna ask you a question about reflection. So, as we all know, leadership can bring lots of opportunities as well as lots of challenges. So what have been the most significant challenge that you faced, and how did reflection guide you to address them?
I think the biggest challenge I have faced was when the university 5 years ago was undergoing a transition, and we were restructuring. This was a very difficult time. This was at the time I was associate dean in the College of Education. And it was very difficult because everybody was uncertain, everybody was panicked, everybody was worried for their job, people didn't know what to do. It was a very difficult time at that time. And reflection helped because you need to sit and quiet your mind to see things clearly and to look at both sides of it and see what you're going to do and try to make a plan forward. That was a really, really difficult time for me. You had to listen to everybody and provide comfort, but at the same time, you're feeling uncertain.
Yeah.
You know, so
you're referring to COVID time?
no, after COVID time, we were restructuring. The university was restructuring, so they were closing colleges and opening new colleges, and a lot of people's jobs were on the line. So that was it was right after COVID.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, before I end my interview with you, I would like to know your advice that you would like to offer to emerging leaders who aspire to make a difference here.
My advice would be to build relationships and lead with humility and empathy. It's all about relationships. Again, it's not about a position, it's not about a title, it's about impact and relationships. So it's a long journey. I mean, and it's not, I know there's always the question, are you born a leader or do you learn it? I feel like it's a mix of both. It's a skill that you learn.
Yeah.
It comes with practice, absolutely. But it comes from all the relationships you build. It comes from your network. It comes from you modeling what you see in other leaders that you like or you admire. You know, so my advice for them would be, don't rush, enjoy the journey, you know, but build the relationship. This is what's very, very important. And again, remember that it's not a one-man show. It's not a solo activity at all. You know, if you are a successful leader, it's because you have a successful team. You know, it doesn't work. You know, you can't be on your own, and
exactly.
So you have to share it. You have to share it. Yeah.
Well, thank you. To conclude, leadership is about authenticity, value-driven, and purposeful. And these were the characteristics described by Dr. Zeina today.